So we lived in the cleanest ranch place. My little girl actually drew on the other side of this. One of my daughters, my first daughter, she actually drew on this right here. I thought that was funny.
What's that? So what you were doing?
Okay, it's a scratch off. Most money I ever won was one time because my mom taught me you pick up scratch offs off the ground. It was a $20 scratch off, and I won $60. So
You won $60 on a scratch off?
Off a $20 scratch off. Now I went to
Let's see the brand. I want to see the brand.
No. I just break the bank. Not this one. And then I went back, and then I won $225 off a scratch off. But then my cat died 3 days later.
Let me just see the brand.
Yeah.
The brand.
I'm saying. My mom told me to take that scratch off.
I wanna tell you something, baby, before you get up and go. Press the button on the TV screen for the Please Subscribe show. Please subscribe to the Please Subscribe show. Thank you, Linda and Cole.
I wonder if William Shatner's like, I finally made it. Our next step before we get started today is to have a meal. So that seems to be kind of a challenge in my life. You know, when I go back to high school, I remember a friend of mine used to kind of watch me eat, and like my fork sometimes would miss the country fried steak, you know, and never really considered myself a person that had like an eating disorder per se, but there was times when I would diet quite extensively. But anyway, regardless of that, it's still kind of a challenge to kind of find a meal, eat that meal, and then, you know, get to work kind of thing, you know. I think that's for everybody. I think everybody would agree with that to a certain extent. At least you eat at home, and then you go out and you work, and then. But that's our next big challenge that we're going through here, which isn't going to be that difficult. I'm just going to go by Subway, but I got to stop by this gas station to get this drink that I like, which is one of those Arizona energy drinks, and I get more for my buck that way. And then we'll get started, and I'll probably go with those cracked pepper and lime chips if they have those. A lot of times in these incidences, they won't have kind of what you're looking for. It's just the way life is. You go in, they don't have the chips that I like. Oh, look, there's a... Anyway, I've already got the vlog for the day, so I'm just going to show the drop-offs only. I don't even really know if I'm going to show the Subway. I probably will show like a moment of the Subway sandwich, and then, you know, just go to like dropping off the food and stuff. I was also thinking about another vlog that I was going to do in the area that I'm at. And I always think of the vlogger. Like, this would be like a Breck Roll style vlog. Like, this is more of kind of like an Adam the Woo style, you know. If I was in front of a famous person's house, and that would be like a Jordan Line style vlog. So there's all these different vloggers that have kind of imprinted their style. You know, mine's probably, you see my hand doing some kind of gesture, you know, where I could just keep my hand out of it, and then you don't have to see my hand move around. You know, the debate of what I should do. It's kind of sometimes my style. At times, I don't know. I'm trying to see if I have kind of a style. When I was a skateboarder, I was known as having a dangerous style, which I didn't really know if I took that as a compliment. When a cool style, man, you've got a dangerous style. Anyway, this is a venture we're going on, and thank you for joining me. I hope that you will. I have hope that you will come along.
Let me get it. What are the kinds? I'm just gonna get the buffalo sauce on there. That's good. And then can I get the oregano, parmesan?
And you can put all the veggies on it. Oh, and extra banana peppers. Just like 1 or 2 pickles. And you can load it up with banana peppers and black olives. Yeah, I put it in the bag, yeah. How many napkins? Can you like 2 or 3 napkins? How much is it total for the 2? For the amount for the sandwich, 6-inch, and the chips.
Should be $6.
6 something. Okay.
$7.45.
The total is actually $7.45 for chips and a 6-inch sandwich. Subway.
Well, the chips are still good. It's the same chips I got last time. I highly recommend them. Miss Vicky's lime and cracked pepper. They're one of my favorites now. I'm gonna start looking for bigger bags. It might be wise that I only get like a smaller bag of it. I'm the type where, you know, I get a hold of chips and a good movie. And I am, you know, I'm not necessarily in heaven per se, but there's probably like a smile on my face. Maybe it depends on the movie. You know, if it's a horror film, maybe a worried look on my face and then eating the chips. But if it's a comedy, you know, I'm watching a movie and it's a comedy and I'm eating chips, I might slightly smile, you know. But these are really good. Now, of course, I remembered, but he did provide a napkin, so he's a very good Subway and, you know, worker. Of course, the lady, she's very good too and cute. They're both very good Subway workers. I used to work at Subway. I really appreciate the store and everything. They provided a napkin, so I'm pretty happy. I finished up the chips. I haven't got to the sandwich yet. I'll get to that later. But I asked not to have lettuce because the lettuce goes flying all over the car right when you start eating it. But he provided a napkin, so that's a good worker. He actually asked me if I wanted 2 napkins, and I said yes, I do. I do want 2 napkins. I'll have the sandwich later, and we'll talk. Right now, it's just going to be dropping off food, dropping off food, dropping off food, dropping off food, doorstep, dropping off food, doorstep. This will be probably the second part of the vlog. Already got the first part up. So the other night it was A, B, and C. Now it's just to be A and B. Everything could change after around October 3rd. So thanks for tagging along with me. I'm at 700 and I don't know. It's 700, over 760 vlogs or something that are edited vlogs. Correction, it was 737. But I am doing like an A, B, and C now. So 737 would signify that's daily vlog. And it'd be 737A, 737B. And then sometimes it would be like a C. So there can be like 3 edited vlogs in one day. Okay, you're probably asking how in the world I did this, right? This is something that they're not going to really be able to figure out. It took a lot of practice. I started off in 2010. I used to sleep by my computer. I'd lay down next to my computer and I'd upload constantly, nonstop. This is when YouTube was YouTube. And they did eventually throttle. Google, of course, they're unlimited, so you can just upload as much as you like. Of course, all businesses use them and everything like that. That's one of the things. This was 2010, and I just would upload and upload and upload, and that was for Bulb, which was an indie feature film. One day it will be a movie. It's an interesting little kind of narrative piece. Kind of about time travel and a guy dealing with his divorce. That's Bulb. That was 2010. Now, how did I do this? Same kind of thing. Only I would get home, I'd have either a small meal, watch Escaping the Mouse or something like that, and then I would begin editing. And I would edit anywhere between 1 to 2 hours, okay? So it'd be like 1 to 2 hours of editing, and then upload would begin, and then I would begin the next vlog and editing 1 to 2, maybe 3 hours. Usually getting up at least a minimum of 2 vlogs a night. There are times I got up to 20, over 20 vlogs, edited vlogs uploaded in one night. Now, when I first started in Carrollton, I was using a Samsung 8, and I would only upload raw footage. So it was just daily footage. There was not edited in the early stages of it. This was probably 2019. And I was only using a Samsung 8, and I was only uploading just the raw footage, just the daily footage. That was when the Filmmakers came about. It was called the Filmmakers Hurricane Beach Ball Scene, which has gone pretty much viral. So it's a big deal. It's got a lot of attention, popular. That was just a daily footage, and it was for another movie that I was trying to make called The Filmmakers. I finally got into just regular vlogging and started editing the vlogging, and that changed everything when I got the Apple iPhone. And I learned about iMovie. So after that, the vlogs changed because they became edited vlogs. So gone from just regular uploads, daily footage, to edited vlogs over the past 2 years or so. So I broke some records, big time. So I started this vlogging endeavor, or really I just want to call it filmmaking, even though it's videography and it's digital filmmaking. I started it in Fort Worth in 2010, using YouTube when it was YouTube. I just wanted to make sure you understood that. So some of my other channel, Pigeon 1, is about 10 years old. It's going on about 11 years old. I switched over to the Cole Spivey channel probably 2012, and I went on a hiatus for about 4 or 5 years to have 3 children with a beautiful wife who took those children and left. She said, no more YouTube. So I continued YouTube, and she left. So I guess the serious stuff started kind of happening over the past 2 or 3 years, starting in 2018, a little bit in 2017. Now remember, I started all this in 2010, and then I took some time off, had 3 kids, then she took off, and then I got back into it. So 2018 is when I started developing. I just started doing like movie reviews and vlogging me on the guitar and things like that. I didn't really get involved with iMovie until probably, I think maybe even like the middle of 2019. I'm just throwing numbers out there. I don't know for sure. My first accidentally successful vlog was covering Jordan the Lion, called Jordan the Lion or Jordan Lee. It was a mini documentary. I believe the word mini documentary is used in it. I did that not with an iPhone, but I did that with an iTouch, which is similar to, it's an iOS, so I use that to get in.
Order whenever you...
Well, we're headed into Justin, Texas, to drop off some food. Looks like they're getting some Raisin Canes, lots of cane sauce, and no slaw. So sometimes they like to substitute the slaw for something else. I actually like coleslaw. I think it's pretty good. I like these little hammocks that they have in front yards. So comforting. picture of the basketball thing. Well, there's a sign for Celebrate Roanoke, October 9th, noon through 9 p.m. Live music, free family fun, downtown festival. I'm a person that believes that people, especially even vloggers, they don't really belong in a certain category. They're just people. They're just people. They're just trying to tell a story. Well, I'm in the North Lake area. I wore my Kia shirt. I used to work for a Kia dealership. And I drive a Kia too, so kind of the appropriate shirt, collared shirt. I just found out my sister is about to be a grandma. Pretty interesting. Anyway, we're gonna be headed over this way and gonna have a little lunch. So this is Thai Monkey. It's Vietnamese. These restaurants are relatively close together. You can see that's Heart 8 behind me, and it's right next to Dove Creek. So this is the back side of Thai Monkey right here. Is it finished? Right here? Yes. All right, thank you. Yeah, be safe. I really know how you feel. Steer, you hang in there. It's simple Halloween decoration. Take two. Well, actually, that's going to be the take. It's simple Halloween decorations, but it works somewhere in there, so it's working out there. I think whenever I did the Jordan the Lion little mini documentary, Jordan the Lion or Jordan Lee, I think I would do like 7 takes sometimes of just one little segment at times. But in this kind of thing that we're doing, the flub up is probably just as important as anything else, so that we can be fair and say, okay, we're not perfect, although we're trying to be perfect. It's that combination between the two. I think what I'm trying to say is probably something like that. That I've been clearly instructed by God that we are not perfect people, and it's okay to be reminded of that. Anyway, they were cool Halloween decorations. Just got off the phone with Linda. Lots of conversations. She was on the phone for 40 minutes with my sibling sister. See the speedway on the horizon. That water tower right there says Roanoke, and Roanoke is kind of a city right beside Keller. And when I was younger, that was what was on our address. I remember seeing it on a few envelopes and stuff. We were closer to the Keller area, which is now the South Lake area. That says Roanoke right there. Right next to the water park. A water tower right next to the water park. Well, we're headed to the South Lake area and give that a try. I was in Roanoke. It's debatable if South Lake is better than Roanoke when it comes to tips. It's probably South Lake is a little bit better, depending on. But remember, when you're in South Lake, you can get pulled into Irving, and if that's the case, you got to turn everything off and then head back to South Lake or Roanoke. I wish Irving would tip better, but that's what you have to do. Turn everything off and get kind of an airport town. You want to get back over kind of the country area, maybe. Everybody's got their own opinion on things. I was thinking about maybe tonight, if I get a little extra time, I might turn in an application to South Lake High School. Carroll High School. It's halfway there. They can always leave a comment on my channel too, but I just got one right now, so I gotta go. Well, South Lake pulled me in. We're going to Dragon, which, boy, it has a history. Dragon's a Chinese food place. Got in trouble for a few years back. Supposedly, online, I read an article. They were running a side business in Dallas, kind of shameless style kind of thing, when the pandemic was starting to break out a little bit. Supposedly, this is an article I read, and I guess some of the people were involved in it, some people weren't. I'm not really naming any names, but anyway, they're still giving out Asian food, so they're still operating. It's called Dragon. It could be rumor. No one knows if it's true or not, or it could be another Chinese place. But anyway, they were out of Southlake in the article, so that's where we're headed right now. There ain't no rest for the wicked until they close their eyes for good. Listening to some song right now. There's the symbol. Guy came out of his house and he kind of hurried over to me to give me a tip. So I get the old bag out. So pretty nice guy. I was in the play Pilgrim's Progress with the Puritan Productions of Dallas. Evangelists would point and say, see that light? Keep that light in your eyes. It's in Pilgrim's Progress if you wear it, if you read it, by John Bunyan. You see that light? Keep that light in your eyes. You should read it. It's Pilgrim's Progress by John Bunyan. I was speaking to Linda, and I was trying to tell her there's really no such thing as a bad vlog. Ultimately, if you look at the whole aspect of standing the test of time, you know, these real popular vlogs that are getting millions of views may not do well when it's put up to the test of time. So if you're earnestly vlogging something, then it's a good vlog. If it's your life and you're doing it, oh wow, this is great. This is really great right here. I just want to get this right here for Halloween purposes. This is pretty cool. I've never seen one that big. It's pretty amazing. That's a really tall one. And that's pretty scary too. Right here in this house right here. Thought it looked pretty cool. You know, Halloween decoration. Alongside the road, a giant skeleton. This is the area I was raised when I was a kid. My sister and I used to explore these little areas right here. Over to my right is the Hunt property. Because that way, when we were kids in the 80s, 1980s, we used to play in those fields, those forests. Well, if you're for Rivera, you have pizza. Is there a Trisha? Oh, that's fine. I can drop it right at your door.
Okay. Oh, I think it might be good. That's a good. Thank you.
Yeah, you are welcome. So, according to this place, the restrooms are pretty nice. You know, so classy. So much more. Look at artwork. Well, somebody in labor and delivery wanted sushi. So, last time I was a doctor, so I'm pretty sure it's not going to be a woman that's in labor. She's not going to go for sushi at that moment. But usually doctors and nurses, they usually get this stuff, so it's like high quality sushi kind of thing. It's probably over here. I remember I did it one night before when I was developing the Please Subscribe show. Labor and delivery. So we're dropping off some sushi right here. I'm waiting for the nurse or doctor to come down. I thought it was cool to see this little artwork kind of thing that they have here. These are all paintings too, which is pretty amazing for a hospital. They look like photos, but those are paintings. And what's interesting right here is I have some vlog of that, of Keller. That's the Keller entrance right here. One of their paintings right here. This one's actually cool too. These two right here. Haven't got a message back. Little painting of. They don't look like paintings, but they are. You can kind of tell this one's a painting right here. That's actually a painting. That's a painting too. It's amazing these artists can actually do this. They can actually make these paintings. Those are paintings too. They're based on photograph though. That one looks like another water tower. That's familiar because I have some of these already on my channel. That one's Grapevine Water Tower, probably from the 70s right there. Let's see if I don't have to give them a call. Those are amazing paintings. This is the Baylor Scott White labor and delivery entrance. Pretty much in the Grapevine area. Grapevine. So usually what I do is I set the food down and then I keep about like 6 feet from the person picking it up. Back in the day we'd hand it to them, but now we don't do that. So we would just set it like right here and then back up about 6 feet or so. And usually I'm walking away at the time that they're picking it up, or at least keeping my distance. So he's on his way out to pick up food. So I'll keep it in the bag until he starts to approach. So it has thermal technology. The bags are probably invented by NASA or someone as intelligent. They're really good bags. They really are. I've been in labor and entrance, not this one, but another Baylor Scott White, about 3 times with my second wife, because we had 3 babies. If you would have asked me where I thought I would be at that point in my life, 2 years later or even 4 years later, I wouldn't probably say here. All right, there you go. Things you can disassemble and pack and then reassemble. Starts to be like the freaking Transformers kind of thing. Freaking Transformers. The GoBots were cool too. Transformers are kind of the Transformer thing. I have a feeling this could end up becoming my second wife's bestseller book about her life. Anyway, Linda keeps talking to me like, you studied theology, and she's kind of been drinking. I always tell her, no, it's not theology. I studied theater. Theater is the opposite of theology. Is what I try to let her know, because she's always, didn't you go to school and study theology? Didn't you want to be the minister of church? I was like, no, I studied theater. It's the opposite of that. It's the opposite of theology. Theater, dun 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 dun. There's no business like show business, theater. So I went in thinking it was a pizza, and it turned out to be an Italian sub. So we're gonna go with the smaller bag here. You see the 2 bags right here. It's the larger one, this is the smaller one. So got a little thermal bag here. And closer. I see they have a trailer that they pull behind for Marco's Pizza, for ordering online or whatever. That must be maybe for either the large orders or possibly maybe catering. Probably, I think it would be like a catering event. Or another option is it could be for the delivery drivers when they, have to move around a lot. From like one area of town to another apartment complex or something like that. Either or, pizza, or maybe for their moving expenses, I don't know. It's got to be for something. It's just sitting there by itself. I would say catering, probably. Got a phone call from Schlotsky's, and I was driving right here, sitting there talking to the guy, saying, I'm going to pick it up. And Twilight Zone, there's a field. So we're going to try to go this way and make this drop off. It's coming up. Because for some reason I gotta go through the drive-through window because of the time and pick up this Schlotsky's. And the guy called me to let me know I guess they're closing, so we have to move like pretty quick now. I don't know why this road exists right here, to be honest. He was calling me. Sidewinder. Shepard talks about Operation Sidewinder. It has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. But anyway, I think that's right. This is the right way. Okay, now we're going. All right, so it's a Walmart distribution center. There she is at the front. She's got herself some Marco pizza, or it's actually a pizza sub. All right, that's okay. Hey, could you do me a favor? Just stay put right there. Okay, yep. I'm on a 6 foot thing. Sorry, yeah, I'm still doing that. Certain reasons. I'm just gonna put it. If you'll just stay, I'm gonna put it right here on the hood. Right here. There you go. Thanks so much. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay, so that's the Walmart distribution center. She got her Marcos, and now we have to go and rush over to Slotsky's because they're doing the closing procedures, and they're gonna have it at the window. So let's see how fast we can get over there. Anyway, shortly after I saw Fight Club, I did run off to LA, and I needed that movie. Fincher helped me with that movie. I needed to see something like that, because me leaving my state and my hometown, and well, it wasn't my hometown, but I was living in Denton at the time. That movie was the cathartic masterpiece that I needed, because the first part of that movie is called Fight, and then the second part is Club, which I think in a way, I was also taking jiu-jitsu at the time when that movie came out, and people would like actually go back to their homes and their garage or in their backyard, and they actually would spar. But they've been doing that for a long time anyway. But I didn't really do that, but I did belong to a jiu-jitsu club at the time, so it was very real for me. Fight Club was very real. Times are very different now. That was more of a freeing time. Shortly after that, I went to LA, and I gave it, my best try. I ended up in New York and everything, but it's an interesting, it's a movie that I have to go back and watch and everything. I actually have it. They like a bar of soap and everything, he's holding that bar of soap and the poster. It's Brad Pitt's, it'll always be Brad Pitt's masterpiece and Fincher's masterpiece. It'll always be their best stuff by far. Just thought about Fight Club all of a sudden. I guess when things speed up, you think of those kinds of movies and things like that to give you hope. Not that Fight Club is, it's not that I'm saying that morally that's not like a great film or anything, but it's a hilarious adventure movie for sure. So, he was stuck in two different people. Edward Norton's character and Brad Pitt represented a part of him, and they were going back and forth and all the psychological stuff. Fight Club is. At times, Fight Club does kind of remind me of this, because I'm also the filmmaker and the actor, so it's kind of like you're going back and forth, like Well, he finally realizes that that it's the same person. It's actually him. And there's the names and all that stuff. We'll get into the names later. I'm just saying, you should watch Fight Club. It's Fincher's masterpiece, what I'm trying to say. I can't do a movie review while I'm in the middle of hauling butt trying to pick up this order and drop it off. Trying to do, I guess maybe the impossible, but I can try to make that happen in one way or another. Ideally, you do something over and over and over again. You end up starting to master it, because you start to find some type of style and everything. Eventually, that's when you start to kind of get a hold of what you're doing. You make choices and you go with those choices, kind of thing. There's Slotsky's. And I just missed the turn off right there. Well, it's not Taco Casa, it's Slotsky's. And we're going to turn this way. And supposedly they have a drive-thru. There we go.
Please say a command.
All right, I made it. There you are. I'm so sorry. I
3 results found. Please say the line number you'd like to call.
like never turned the camera off. One time when she was with me, we were trying to do these things. She was like, I turned the camera on and she would turn it off. I said, no. I'm the only one that does that. I'll turn it on, you do whatever you need, but don't turn it off. Keep it running. Thank you, Schlotzky's. We got it picked up. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're going to Justin, Texas. And we're actually working longer hours because we're trying to move out of Carrollton into a new city. And praying all along the way. We're praying all along the way. You know, David Lynch says in his vlogs, you know, it'll be blue skies all along the way. Right? David Lynch theater's great. I mean, I just love this. You know, you get the Fahrenheit, you get the Celsius, and you get something about beautiful blue skies with golden sunshine all along the way, he says. Anyway, we're gonna be headed towards Justin and dropping off this one. Oh man. Well, we were just going to Justin, and next thing you know, this is mostly for work, though. This is just they just set up so that other people can work right here. It looks like a lot, like a major action. Well, it's a car. I guess they're yeah. Okay, so anyway, we'll be there pretty soon to Justin, Texas, which has been in the story for quite a bit of time. We're right under the bridge, right by the Texas Motor Speedway, which is right over this way, over here. Oh boy. My goodness. Well, you never can get enough lights for this kind of stuff, so you want to make sure everything's safe, you know. Better be safe than sorry. So anyway, that's the Texas Motor Speedway, and then Justin, Texas is down that way.